Good morning, Dan from DJ Moore Lofts, and today we've got another little update for you on our 15-metre wide loft conversion with this amazing view in the background. So Steve and Mario have worked tirelessly over the last week or so, and basically we've got all the dormers all weather tighted, all waterproofed in. So we've cut our tiles up the side, soaked it, put our Wackerflex down the front. We've not started tiling the dormers yet, but we've just been concentrating on getting everything watertight and nice and sealed so that if there is any more bad weather, we're all covered, because this is being filmed in February and the weather's been a bit hit and miss of late. But we've got our 3 dormers now all constructed. Like I keep going on, ultimately everything's about this view, is maximising. It's quite a cloudy day, if you want to say that, or low cast day, so there's not a massive amount of views, but the last week when I was here the view was phenomenal. But what we've now got is a couple of Veluxes fitted, so you can actually see the view as well from the Veluxes, not just the dormer. So we'll just jump in there and show you that. Mario and Steve have now started cracking on with the insulation stage, so now everything's watertight on the outside. What we're going to do is jump inside and then crack on with some of the insulation and carry on where we can internally. So we started putting our PIR insulation in between the rafters, in the dormer area. Like I say, we've got the Veluxes in now, we'll come back to that. And then this area here in between is going to be our stairwell. But we've got a massive lump of chimney here currently. So that's all got to go down to the first floor to allow us to fit the stairs. Stairs are on order, they're due next week, as well as the Velux, sorry, not the Veluxes, as well as the dormer UPVC windows as well. So we've been back and forth with the client over a design for these windows to maximise that view. So really looking forward to it. Some Eagle viewers might notice that this windowsill is a lot lower than the other one. It's just purely for access in and out. So they're using this as their main port of call for access. So having a bit of a lower step just makes life a little bit easier. Now, coming back to the Veluxes that we mentioned, so we've installed 2 MK06 top hung. The reason I opted to fit the top hung one in this one is effectively because that view is so beautiful. What we didn't want to do is put the centre pivot one in and it then be in the way of the view effectively. So by having that as your top hung, it really does open up an uninterrupted view, which hopefully is coming across really well on camera. What a great option that is. And the client, speaking to the client beforehand, they were actually worried about the size of the windows and were talking about maybe going for a bigger one. But once I showed them the actual size of the window, showed them the box of the size of the window, they could see how big it is. And I think they're over the moon now with the space, because that has generated quite a large area of glass for a view, as well as ventilation on top of the other windows there. And obviously, because we've got solar panels on the front, we've not been able to put any natural light in that front sloping area. So that's why we've kind of flooded the area on the opposite side with as much natural light as we can, just so that we can get ventilation and as well as much light, just to keep it nice, open and bright up here effectively. So yeah, it's looking good. And then also working with another partner that we mentioned before with regards to the solar. They're booked in for Thursday next week, and basically they're going to move all of this inverter as well as battery. They're going to chase all the cables back past the existing fuse board, but actually down into their double garage. So that's actually going to get all of this out of the loft area, and that will open up to this space as well. So really looking forward to seeing that done. Still waiting for flues. So I've been in contact with a few different people to try and come up with a solution, because ideally, in an ideal world, what I want to do is elbow there, go along the floor, come up there, up the side of that dormer. But we're just trying to get hold of the right people, because the majority of the people want to install new fire and so on and so forth, but the client's just looking for fuel options, just so that they've got the option of keeping their existing open fire downstairs. But we're just trying to come up with some solutions around that. Got these areas trimmed out now, so this property has a couple of front apex areas, not massive, but just a little void area there for storage. Because the dwarf wall is so low, there is no storage area along there. So what we've decided to do is open up these areas into these ease areas, just to give the client maximum storage, suitcases, Christmas trees, those kind of things, just because ideally what you don't want to do is lose your loft and then lose all the storage, because a lot of people do utilise a loft to hide stuff away, items that you don't really use that often, so like seasonal items, Christmas trees, suitcases, all that kind of malarkey basically is the typical what you see in most lofts. Some lofts I go to and they are chocker. I can't get around there to measure them, so I have to use my laser. But then you go to some other properties where it's been drummed into and they're not allowed to use their lofts like on a new build house. Whenever the people buy a new build house, it seems to be they're drummed into them. You can't do a loft conversion, you can't put storage in your loft, all these kind of things, but obviously it is possible, but they just don't want any issues or problems, so they don't recommend it or even show that it's possible, so just say no. But yeah, so effectively we're going to utilise that for storage. Plan's still the same, keeping it as 2 separate spaces up here. Excuse me. So yeah, the plan is still keep it as 2 separate rooms up here. We're treating them both as bedrooms for now, but realistically I think one of them is going to become more of a playroom and one of them is going to be set up as a guest room. So yeah, but really looking forward to being able to stand at the bottom of those stairs, look up that stairwell and look out of that window, because the amount of lateral light that is going to transform that existing landing area is going to be phenomenal, because it really will lighten it right up and yeah, hopefully make such a transformation downstairs. As well as that, we're actually changing the design of the handrails and spindles on the new stairs as well as the old, just to give it a little bit more of a modern approach as well. So yeah, overall the existing landing is going to transform completely. But yeah, so probably next step on this video will be plasterboarded and stairs in, potentially even plasterer starting. So we've kind of semi-lined up the plaster in around a week and a half, 2 weeks time. So that's going to be the next big push over here to get into that stage. But yeah, all is well. So what we'll do is we'll leave you to it because I've rambled on long enough. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It really means a lot to us if you could just hit that subscribe button. We're really trying to push to 10,000 this year. It'd be greatly appreciated if you've watched a lot of our videos and not subscribed yet. If you could just show us that kindness, hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me, especially as, like I say, we're trying to hit that 10,000 goal this year. So enjoy. Hopefully we'll catch up with you soon and I'll reply to the comments when I can. Enjoy.